Hey guys, welcome in, welcome back, welcome to my channel. We're going to do a for whoever needs this message. I want to start off by saying, thank you for the new subscribers. Welcome in. I really appreciate you. I'm still growing my channel. And I wanted to say, for anybody who's watching this that's new, you may have noticed that I have all these dimes lined up here. And it's because years ago I asked Spirit to send me dimes to let me know that I was connected. Just like some people say, give me feathers, give me pennies. I picked dimes because I thought that would be a much harder thing. And I found these are all the dimes that I found. I'm just laying around in random places. Today, this morning, I went into my closet to put some clothes away. And there's a Rubbermaid tote in there underneath where the clothes are hanging that has old VHS videos that I haven't been able to pay someone to put onto something else. And right on top of that tote was sitting a dime. Now, how did that get there? I don't know. Spirit left it for me. That's what I think. All right. Got this little pumpkin here because it is fall in Maine. Today is September 20th, and I am going to just do a reading for whoever needs this message. I don't know what it's going to be. We're going to find out together. Well, you already know what the title is. But as I'm doing this, I'm going to use the main Oracle deck. I haven't used it in a while. I did use it for a TikTok video that I did. But I'm gonna go ahead and use that now for this whoever needs this message. Please do give the video a like, a share, a comment. I'd love to know where you're watching from. If you're a new subscriber, I would love for you to introduce yourself and tell me where you live. I'm here in the beautiful town of Shapley in the great state of Maine, my home state. I have lived all over. I've lived in California, Tennessee, Michigan for a very short time, New Hampshire, and then back to Maine. The only other state I think I would consider living in is probably Vermont. I just think Vermont is beautiful. All right, just shuffling away here, Spirit. Oh, there we go. 14, conscience. Conscience is coming up. So maybe you guys have something on your conscience that's bothering you that you need to get out. I'll read you them. Each one of these cards has an individual message. It's almost like a poem usually. This deck is pretty cool. Then we have the birches. Okay. Conscious. 14 is a 5. That's change. The moral compass abides inside. Its needle won't lead one amiss. When heeded, no matter the problem, the conscience will guide one's steps. Yeah. So we have been having lots of issues lately with the Charlie Kirk thing, with all these politics, with just, so much turmoil going on. But always remember that your inner compass is your best guide. The next card is a 39. That's a 12, which is a 3, which is creation and collaboration. The birches. Straight and narrow, up through the woods, birches rise to meet the light. In the wildest of storms, a birch merely sways. Birches bend, but rarely break. So I think a lot of us are at our breaking point with all of these things going on, all of the new information coming out about pharmaceutical companies, about the government, about all those things, and Hollywood and just everything. I think we're all almost at our breaking point, but we need to be like the birches. We need to bend and not break. We need to stick to our morals, our values, stick to what we know is right so that we can go on in some sort of sane fashion, right? It's just really hard. Okay, so Chariot, and then these two cards flipped over here. Chariot, Hierophant, Two of Pentacles. Okay, Chariot is a Cancer card. Hierophant is a Taurus card. And we will get to those meanings shortly. I did finally break down and get a TikTok channel. I put really short videos up over there. And honestly, it's a little bit exhausting. But I have had several people tell me that I should go ahead and do a TikTok channel because it's I don't know why they said to do it, but anyway, I did it, and it's okay. I prefer to have a nice long conversation with my viewers, but I think a lot of people just want something quick. They want something less than 3 minutes so they can watch a whole bunch of things. I don't watch a lot of stuff on there. I'm not attracted to that kind of thing. But anywho, all right. So let's build on conscience, moral compass, bending and not breaking. The Chariot. This can represent Cancer. So if you're a Cancer watching, this message probably has something in there for you. Now, chariots are not necessarily pulled by sphinxes. So that's one clue here, right? We have this woman who is driving the chariot without reins. In fact, she has daggers in her hands. So I don't know what she's planning to do, but maybe she's directing her own life, her own things, her own actions telepathically, right? Connecting in and being like, this is what I want to do. This is where I want to go. So that can tune into the law of attraction. What are you attracting with your telepathic thoughts? Where are you going, right? The other thing about this card is sphinxes do not pull chariots. Obviously, they're a fixed statue type of thing. Also, we have the silver and gold, right? So what do you pick? This can also be a choice card, right? Where are you going from here, right? What is the choice? What is the next move? The Hierophant. This is a 5. 5s are change. This is your second 5 in the reading. I forgot to mention Chariot is 7. 7s are reflection. Thinking back on what your actions were, what you did. How did you get here, right? And then the Hierophant. As I said, this can be Taurus. So if you're a Taurus watching, there's probably a message in here for you. But the Hierophant represents wisdom, learning, or teaching. It represents traditions, family traditions, countries' traditions, states' traditions. It also represents religious traditions, right? So, yeah, there's lots about this card, lots of messages that can come out about this card. It could be that with your chariot, because of the silver and gold and the choices and the daggers, that you are either trying to break with tradition or follow tradition. It's going to be up to you to figure that out. You have another choice coming up. So we said choice with the sphinxes of the silver and gold. Now you have the Two of Pentacles. It can be balance also, right? Pentacles being earth signs, earthly matters, money, your physicality, things like your home, your car, things that you can touch, things that are here. And maybe some balance is needed there, but also could be a choice. He's standing here on this rock with the ocean there and this ship out there. And he's maybe thinking, do I want to get on that ship, or do I want to work with somebody who is on that ship? What is my choice going forward? And then you have the Empress, right? This is Mother Nature, Mother Gaia. This is the birth of anything you want to create, right? So where are you going with that, right? This is a 3, creation and collaboration. Do you want to collaborate with somebody here? Do you want to make a choice of who you want to collaborate with when you're creating your next thing? What is your next thing that you're going to create, and who are you going to create it with, basically? Then you have the 9 of Pentacles, more greenery, more things in your physical. 9s are accomplishment, and she has accomplished a lot. She has a golden gilded gazebo there. She has all this beautiful greenery. She's saved all this money. She's really in a good place, right? She's in a good place with everything she's saved, but what are you going to do now? Like, are you going to leave that there? Is there something you want to invest in? Do you want to start a business? What do you want to do? Don't let worry and fear take over. This is the Devil. This is Capricorn. If you're a Capricorn, there's a message in here for you. So the Devil can represent our fears. It can represent obsessive behavior, OCD, obsessive compulsive behaviors. It can represent gluttony, like it can be when you're overdoing something, right? Over exercising, overeating, overworking, all of those things. But I really feel Spirit is kind of putting it on me. The feel for this is that you're letting kind of fears get in the way of that next thing that you want to birth and create, right? And that just makes things more difficult, right? When we get into those situations of fear and not being able to take the next step, right? Sometimes we hoard our money all in savings. Maybe we grew up poor, and now that we have money, my mom did that actually. She didn't grow up poor, but probably lower middle, right? And so she never wanted to spend money on things. She didn't go on a lot of vacations, and she was really, I don't know, she kept a tight string on her purse, and she could have enjoyed life so much more if she had, so she saved all that money and then died before she could spend it. I can tell you that. And so it was really sad. It was like, she could have traveled. She could have had nice things. She could have helped her kids and grandkids more. She could have had joy with what she had. Now, remember, I'm not telling you what to do with your money. I'm not telling you to spend it, but it doesn't have to be money, right? It could be time, right? Wisdom. Do you have knowledge that you can teach somebody? You know, I've worked at jobs before where I worked with somebody that knew more than I did about a certain thing, and they didn't want to teach anybody because they wanted to be more valuable to their boss. So they were like, well, I don't want to show her how to do that. I've also worked at jobs where I wanted to learn a lot of things in that job, and my other coworkers were pissed off because they didn't want to learn it. So they didn't want me to learn it either because they didn't want me to be more valuable. That is not a good way to be. I don't know if somebody watching this is in that experience or has had that experience. If you have, my heart goes out to you because that is really difficult to deal with. But if you, on the other hand, are the person who can teach somebody something and you're not doing it, you may want to rethink that. The healing, and you heard my phone go off, right? That's an exclamation point, okay? If you have knowledge that you can pass on and give somebody, do it. Do it. It's no threat to you. Everybody is walking their own path, right? It actually may get you more respect. Okay, so from the Healing Spirits Oracle by Gordon Smith, we have another 5. This is your third 5. Something needs to change. For whoever's message this is, it is time to move forward. Oh my gosh, Spirit, thank you. It is time to move forward, right? Move forward. The Chariot, make the choice, okay? Move forward. Whether you choose to stick with tradition or break from it, you need to move forward. Create it. Birth that idea, right? If you have created wealth or you have the money to do something like make your website or open your business, go ahead. What do you have to lose? The only thing you have to lose by not trying is never knowing, okay? I hope this message has helped whoever it was for. Thank you so much for tuning in. Please give the video a like, a thumbs up, a share. I appreciate all of you so, so very much. Peace and kindness every single day. I love you all.